In this movie, we'll spend a little more time on the toolbars and how they can be easily customized for enhanced workflow. So a toolbar is simply a grouping of related commands that are illustrated with icons. The use of these toolbars will make those commands you use most often that much quicker to find and use. Let's look at some of the toolbars that are already open and docked here on the top. So the tooltips is merely the explanation of what each icon does with options for left and right mouse buttons. It may take a bit of a delay on your system, which you can modify. You can also note a little white triangle in the lower right corner of those icons. That means there's more options below. So I'm going to click, and then I can select one of the probably 20 plus different ways to select entities. For example here, curves. Those will highlight. Let's turn that off. Now that was a little bit buried and awkward to find. So the next step here is I'm going to click. Instead of selecting one of the icons, I'm going to click on the border at the top and drag that out. It may take a little bit of practice. It sometimes wants to close or fly the other direction. So that's the Select toolbar. I recommend a second toolbar to open is under the Move. Here's all our transform commands, quite a few there. So I'm going to click on the border at the top, drag it. Now these will stay in the screen until you move them or close them with the X. Get that back open. But the purpose of this movie is to show you how to dock these. So we're going to scoot them over to any of the four sides. And when they get close, some space should open up. And they pop in. And then you can scoot them around. They don't always go exactly where you want, so you may have to move them later. Next up is the pop-up toolbar, which is accessed via the middle mouse button or a scroll wheel if it can be pressed. Here's the basic set of icons. You can add or subtract to this set very easily just by selecting and dragging one of the other icons that are already visible. Be careful, a lot of these icons you don't want to lose, so you want to hit the Control button, then click and drag to copy. Now, if you hit Shift, you'll be moving and deleting. So you got to be very careful you don't delete something from the interface that you'll need later. I'm going to open up two more windows because I think they're important enough that you're going to use on a regular basis. Those are the layer dialog and the properties. So these I'm going to dock on the right side because they need quite a bit more room. Once you open and dock any of these toolbars, they will remain with your installation of Rhino. So the next time you turn on your computer, they will be in the exact same spot. They are not saved with the file, so when you send it to someone else, they will not see the same arrangement. Just as a brief refresher, I'm going to go look at the tools and our options. So there's two types of settings that get incorporated into Rhino. We've got those that are included with a document listed up at the top, and those that are included with the software installation that are always there at that particular computer. So the toolbars can be a great way to get started, but they're only as helpful as your ability to remember where you dock them and what each command does. The pop-up, when fully customized, may be a better way to go, but it makes more sense to leave it alone until you reach a comfort level with the software. So for the remainder of these videos, we'll avoid using the pop-up so we can learn where things are located and why.